Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Thursday. It is the 7th of December 2023. Gonna look at the third race from the Big A, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it, around the world. The big news this morning here on Wednesday morning, the news of the Belmont going to Saratoga. It's not news to everybody that's been following Twitter and stuff. It's been like the world's worst kept secret since like July, September, August, whatever it was. But it's gonna be cool seeing Breeders' Cup. It'd be cool seeing a Breeders' Cup Saratoga, but it'd be really cool seeing. It's going to be really cool seeing the Belmont at Saratoga. So I can't wait for that. And I was looking at hotels already this morning. I like how they priced them up in Lake George, because when I go to Saratoga, I like staying in Lake George. But I might be venturing up there that weekend. It's going to be fun. But one thing I noticed, and it's kind of annoying, we're already 1 week into to December. There's no Naira stake schedule for next year, or even racing dates for next year. I'm pretty sure they're running January 1st at Aqueduct, but I would like to see the stake schedule. That'd be just see when the big races are this winter and spring. But I just find that a little bit weird. There might be something going on with those the racing dates next year. I heard some rumblings of possibly running at Saratoga post Labor Day, which be cool, but it might take away from the magic of Saratoga. But I do like them. They did in the press release. They did announce that they're going to be racing at Aqueduct basically now until July. Other than that short week at at Saratoga in early June. So I do like the racing at Aqueduct that they're going to be running around two turns, and for me, it's basically running at my doorstep. So I do like that, not venturing to Belmont, but it's gonna be sad seeing the old lady Aqueduct gone in a few years, but that's in a few years. We'll still love her while we have her. But with that being said, let's look at the third race. I'm going off on a tangent. Third race, very good race. Stars at tomorrow, I think. It's a main special weight purse, $85,000. Race for Maine's two-year-old fillies here. Field of 7 horses taking a stroll around the Aqueduct main track, which is 1,800 meters in circumference, or a mile and an eighth on the Aqueduct main track. Gonna take the 7-horse Regulatory Risk as a top selection. 7-4-3-6 in the superfecta. 7436 Super, top selection, 7-horse Regulatory Risk. This Tiro filly by Omaha Beach. Chad Brown trains. Dylan Davis gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 25th of October at Keelan. About 7 furlongs in the main track and a main special weight for 100,000. And the horse finished second by 6 lengths. The horse was just wide that day, and he never really got going from a tracking trip. The winner really took off clear. I think this horse second off, or third start of her life, the junior start for this horse, getting a longer trip, which I think his horse is bred for through and through. I think he's going to be in a better spot to win. Getting blinkers on today is also a good thing for this horse. I think I will concentrate from an outside post drop. I think he could have enough speed to get to the front end and go a long way here in this race. I've noticed with these early season 2-year-old races for going a mile and an eighth at Aqueduct, you see a lot of tiring horses, and then you see like 2 horses like take off clear. So I think this horse has enough stamina to be in the front of that pack and take off clear. The freshman run came on the 16th of September at Churchill, 6 furlongs in main special weight, and the horse finished 8th by 10 lengths that day. And this horse is just wide and had nothing, absolutely nothing. This horse is just not bred to sprint. He's bred to go a routing trip, mile 16th, mile and 8th. Coming back to it today, I think this horse should do well. Chad Brown does have good numbers. First time blinkers, 24%. And going, to a longer trip, sprint around 32%. So this horse is, a good ROI kind of horse. I'm going to use him here on the ticket. I think the 4-horse Class Act for Rapoli Stable, Top Fletcher, and Kendrick Carmouche has a strong chance of winning. It's Tiro filly by Street Sense here. Most recently at Churchill mid-November, going mile 16th in the main special weight. She finished 4th by 3 3/4 lengths that day. Had a little bit of a trouble trip out of the gate. Had a very wide trip also, but she was gaining that day. I would like to see this horse more into it early on. She hasn't shown a lot of pace in the afternoon, but in the morning she shows some pace. But coming here, if she could be a little bit more forwardly pace, I think she could win. On debut, she just didn't run well. That came at Churchill, 7 furlongs in the main special weight, finished 5th by 5 3/4 lengths. Again, was out on the outside of the racetrack, and she just never really got going. But since the last race, she's been training quite nicely at Belmont. Earlier this week, 5 furlong work on 50 flat, 20th best work out 75. Coming here, longer trip. I think this horse could win. Let's use this horse on the ticket to in the mid-pick 4. That begins with this race, shall I say. But to recap my selection for third from Aqueduct, gonna take the 7-horse regulatory risk. Give kudos to the 4-horse class act. 7436 Super, 74 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.